Please could you explain to me the importance of model organisms for plant research?
Okay, well, I think model organisms are crucial for plant research. Many different agricultural crops that are relevant, rice, maize, sugar beet, brassicas, and more than 20 years ago, I think it was Arabidopsis that was brought forward as the model crop for plants. And within these 20 or so last years, there has been tremendous progress in understanding mechanisms that control plant growth and development in Arabidopsis that then can be translated to more agriculturally relevant species. And I think the advantage of a model crop are, well, firstly, they're often chosen so you have a small genome size, the genome has been sequenced, it is easy to grow, it is self-fertile, so self-compatible. What else? So it has in generally a lot of the attributes that make it advantageous. And then, for instance, in the case of Arabidopsis, what happens is that you kind of build up a certain critical capacity. So you have a lot of researchers all over the world that use the same model species, and you get kind of an acceleration process of in our understanding of different processes. So people are sharing a lot of the knowledge, resources that have been established. In the case of Arabidopsis, for instance, we have tDNA mutants for each and every gene, so every gene has a mutant in it, so we can study gene function in detail. And well, currently, actually, because of the enormous knowledge there is, for instance, in Arabidopsis, it can be used for more synthetic biology-like approaches, where people are now starting to kind of reprogram certain biological processes, metabolic processes, biosynthetic processes, for instance, in cell wall biosynthesis. So yeah, I think model species are really crucial, and for instance, my work is mostly in Miscanthus, and we just don't have the tools available to kind of understand the mechanistics of biological processes in detail. We don't have the tools available.
Is that because Miscanthus is so large in comparison to Arabidopsis?
Yeah, it's because that's one, it is large, so it doesn't have all these attributes. It has an enormous genome sequence. The genome is not sequenced actually, so we don't have the genome. It takes a long time to grow. It's not self-compatible, so it's difficult to produce seeds. And because it doesn't have all these attributes, you cannot develop those tools. And so we need to use a model and then use translational genomics to translate these findings into.
But do you think Arabidopsis is a good model organism to transfer to Miscanthus, or do you think there's better?
It depends. Yeah, so it depends on the characteristics. So I mean, Arabidopsis is clearly not a good model for all the different processes. And take Miscanthus, so it's a perennial crop. So for perenniality, Arabidopsis is not a good model species. Miscanthus has C4 photosynthesis, and again Arabidopsis has C3 photosynthesis, so that's another aspect where I wouldn't use Arabidopsis as a model. So in the last couple of years, maybe the last 5 years, there's an increasing awareness that for the need of a grass model. And so one of the models proposed is Brachypodium distachium, which, similar to Arabidopsis, has a lot of these attributes that making it a favorable model organism. And it is a grass, so for instance, in terms of cell wall characteristics, it's known that the cell wall in grasses is very different from the cell wall in Arabidopsis. And so Brachypodium would be a far better